Our story begins at a crossroads, to be exact, at a train station. Our main character, Lu Mingfei, is waiting for someone to escort him over to the Castle Academy, and to everyone that passes by him, he seems like a homeless person with all his bags and only $20 to his name, which are also hustled from him later on as well, by a fellow Academy College. After the station closes and the two of them wait for their transport, they doze off, and Lu Mingfei has the weirdest dream of people running and escaping from flames and destruction. In front of him is what looks like an academy on fire, and behind it is a full moon. A massive full moon. Then he starts to hear some bells and wakes up from his dream to find that his mysterious college vanished. On the floor was a small kid that mentioned some bells ringing. He then goes out and says some kind of prophecy. The bells are ringing to take a look at the past. Are you ready? The mountains of bronze will melt, the seas will boil, the earth will turn itself inside out. In the end, the storm devours everything. Are you ready? He then drops a bombshell on our heads, claiming that Mingfei is actually his brother. Also, the menacing eyes are just too damn good. He then burns Mingfei and he wakes up. Psych, it was all a dream. Or was it? Finally, his ride to the academy is here. Apparently, his rank is an S, and the courier as well as the guy with him are terrified by that fact. As the CC-1000 train finally arrives, an old man jumps out of the train and hugs Lu Mingfei tightly, claiming that he is so glad that he didn't lose him. On the train during his final orientation, the professor reveals to him that the curriculum of the academy is somewhat special, which causes some students to run in fear. After all, they do study dragons. The war between these mysterious creatures have spanned over eons, and through those sacrifices this academy was founded to carry on their legacy. This academy's entire purpose is to train the next generation of dragon slayers. But surely, Lu won't believe anything about that. He even thinks that the professor is mad and that Castle College is a mental hospital. His brother then reappears and confirms that all that the professor said is true. Even after all that, he still believed them to be madmen. And even after he used a gun to fire at a dragon scale with a bullet ricocheting off it, with not a single scratch on it, he still wouldn't budge. That is until he saw a real, live baby dragon, that he finally gave up and started to believe in dragons and all that they told him. He finally arrives at the Castle College gates, and I gotta say, this place looks impressive. Like, I want to live there, kind of impressive. Before they could do anything, an air raid alarm echoed into the city, and in a matter of seconds, it turned into a battlefield between two teams. And even though Lu and the professor went to cover, the professor was still shot, and the casualties only rose after that. There were bodies everywhere, and Mingfei was scared shitless. Finally, the leaders of the two squads decided to duke it out one-on-one, the old-fashioned way, and finish this bloodbath. And after a girl dies right in front of Mingfei, he loses it, going berserker mode, finishing off the remaining three in less than 2 seconds. As soon as he takes them out, a group of medics head out to heal the wounded and revive them. The professor then explains that the bullets used were nothing but sedatives, and the moment the bullet makes contact with the victim, it vaporizes and doesn't put their life in danger. Apparently, this is the day of liberation, and the students have the freedom to enjoy it as they will, so the Lionheart faction and the Union faction students decided on war games, cause why not? He then gets a tour by his senior, Finger, and he then learns what the Yangling energy is. Yangling is divided into 7 types: spirit symbiosis, mind symbiosis, self-refinement, spiritual intervention, time, cause, and effect. They are engraved in one's bloodline. The Academy classifies Yangling strength by numbers. The higher, the better. They eventually find themselves staring at a tree, half withered and half growing. Apparently, it was the tree the great dragon king Nidhogg was said to be defeated under. The professor then tests him with something that is called the Imperium Yangling, and normally he should resonate with it and his dragon blood should react to it. However, Mingfei didn't even feel anything and almost fell asleep. The professor rushed out of class to the old library, searching in the oldest scroll ever for answers as to why this happened. Ages ago, the White Emperor Dragon rose in rebellion against Nidhogg. However, he lost the battle and Nidhogg boasted his victory, inscribing it on the bronze column. The professor is then skeptical as to if it was possible to destroy the spirit and soul of such a powerful dragon that easily, and whether or not Lu Mingfei is one of the White Emperor descendants or not. Lu Mingfei then has his 3E test to decide whether he will remain in the college or not. And thanks to Finger giving him the answers, he passes with flying colors. In another place in the world, the principal's flying ship is over the sea, searching for signs of an ancient dragon said to be dwelling in the sea. 2 divers are dispatched to search the area of a deserted, run-down city that goes back to hundreds, if not thousands of years. A magnitude 5 undersea earthquake occurs and they lose their signal for a brief moment until the explorers re-establish communications using his Phantom Snake's Youngling ability, explaining to the ship that they are safe, and that they found the ancient gate they were looking for. This village is completely made out of bronze. As mythology dictates, it is the land of the King of Bronze and Fire Norton. The gate needs a key to open, and the only key they possess for now is a small baby boy with the Youngling ability called the Key of Solomon. The chief of the operation takes the baby and goes down with him over to the gate. Using his ability to form a void in which the baby can breathe, unlocks the gate, and returns to the ship safely, while Ye Cheng and Aki enter the gate in order to explore the Dragon Raha and find one of the direct descendants of Nidhogg. Ye Cheng and Aki enter the giant pyramid-like structure, and in one of the halls they find a dead tree resembling the one at Castle College. Aki stays behind exploring the area and taking photos of the tree from different angles, while Yi keeps on exploring further into the room. To her surprise, Aki found a draconic magic and words imbued into the tree which take control of her, triggering the maze functionality, trapping her and Ye Cheng indefinitely within the structure, with all its shifting rooms and changing patterns. Back at Castle Academy, Mingfei can hear the sounds of the bells, and suddenly Mingzhe appears in front of him, claiming that this is the sound of someone that is about to die. Aki and Ye Cheng. He then asks him, if you are stuck in a maze in a game, what is the best thing you can think of to get you out of there? And Mingfei answers that it would be to know the map and the way out. The dream then ends and Finger wakes Mingfei up after an alarm started to sound in the dorms, asking all A-class or higher students to go to the Great Hall immediately. There, the principal explains the situation. Aki and Yi are in, and they have only 20 minutes before oxygen runs out from them, and that they need everyone's help and hands on deck, if they even hope to save them in time. The leaders of the Union and Lionheart factions emphasize that such a structure is impossible to decipher, especially with a constantly changing form, and that 20 minutes is not nearly enough time. Wanting to help in any way he could, Mingfei remembers his vision, and just like magic he sends the information over to the principal, giving them a clear route of escape from the maze. Things aren't going smoothly down there for Aki and Ye Cheng. They're tired, exhausted, and have less than 45% oxygen left. Definitely not a great situation to be in. With the data from Mingfei sent to them and analyzed by the key, they discover an escape route from this maze and dungeon. You won't believe it, but the way to leave is actually going straight down. That's it, just a straight swim down. Aki, despairing of their situation a bit, told Ye Cheng to just forget about leaving out of there and remain together in their last moments, embracing one another until the place is completely submerged underwater. And just before she confesses to liking Ye Cheng, he steals a kiss from her, surprising, and ensures her that they have enough oxygen to make it out, and that he would never let her die on him like that. However, the trip to the surface is a whole different matter, and they won't make it. Unfortunately, things take a darker turn as Aki barely makes it out to the surface, giving them the egg, and is dragged into a whirlpool. Then blood began to appear everywhere, signifying that she was killed by something underwater. The carrier now is being chased by that thing, and the chief is hell-bent on taking revenge for Aki and Ye Cheng. Taking his sniper rifle, he fires at the thing with multiple rounds as it hunts them down. As he took a second to reload, that beast flew out of the water and destroyed a chopper. The last resort they had was to release the bombs they had on them, and blow it up to Kingdom Come. They released all 10 underwater bombs on impact. Their signal disappeared for a second only to reappear inside the beast's stomach. They ignited the bombs and a huge explosion took place under the water's surface. Just when they thought the battle was over, Thelma, the chief assistant, was impaled and dragged down into the water. Then the dragon started to encircle them and laugh at their desperation. The dragon was even smart enough to use a dud bomb left in its teeth against them. The dragon situated itself in front of their carrier and opened its mouth, meaning if they do detonate the bomb, it will be redirected at them like a flame breath, killing them all. Quite a crafty dragon if you ask me. And to make things worse, their engine overheated as if being hunted down by a dragon laughing at their desperation wasn't enough. Their only hope lies in outmaneuvering the dragon and reaching the dam. As soon as they reached the gate of the dam, the key opened the doors. The chief ordered the detonation of the remaining bomb, ended up blowing a tooth out of the dragon and being impaled by it. As for the dragon, it was trapped between the gate doors and it squeezed it to death. The fate of the chief is unknown, and we head back to the academy with communications re-established as the headmaster thanks everyone for their efforts, especially Mingfei, and asks them all to go back to their dorms. On their way back, the leader and captain of the Lionheart Association stopped Mingfei to offer him a position in his group. Not just that, he even wants him to be the next leader of the Lionheart Association after him. Mingfei awkwardly refuses his offer since he isn't the leader type of guy. He accepts his excuse and doesn't force it on him, and then he adds that Caesar will probably ask him to join the student council as well, and that he would be fine if he joined him. After all, a person like Mingfei would serve as a great ally and a powerful rival. Suddenly, out of the blue, bells start to chime and doves are released from within the church. Chu Zihong then explains that when they lose someone, this is their way of mourning them. Back at the carrier, we can see the chief still impaled by the tooth sitting on the ground, giving his final debrief to the headmaster as he loses his last breath. His final wish was to kill the dragon retainers, and he then told the headmaster that the egg Aki and Yi Cheng died to bring back is important, and they don't know what it holds yet. The headmaster then promised the chief that his efforts won't go to waste, and once they study the copper egg and discover what is in it, he will personally carve it on his grave. As the chief asked the headmaster for one last request, which is not tell the students what happened on the mission and the losses they suffered, the chief went into the eternal slumber and gentle embrace of death. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I had fun making it for you. I would appreciate it if you guys would smash that like button, subscribe, comment, and press on that bell icon to keep yourself notified of all our latest new videos and upcoming projects. And let me know in the comments if you want a part 2 of this anime. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.